Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Parents, grandparents, faculty, staff, and of course our students, we would like to welcome you to the Grundy Elementary School Award Ceremony. I know I say this every year, but this is absolutely my favorite day of the year because we get to honor the amazing accomplishments of our students. So parents, let's give all of our kids a big round of applause. Now, before we get started with the kids, there's a couple groups of adults that I would like to honor today. First of all, as you all know, this is Memorial Day weekend. Memorial Day, boys and girls, is a day set aside where we honor those Americans that have given their lives for our country. Today, I would like to honor all active service members, veterans, both living and deceased. Behind me, you will notice the flags of all 6 branches of the United States military, including the Army, the Marine Corps, the Navy, the Air Force, the Space Force, and the Coast Guard. Boys and girls, let's honor all of our service members with a big round of applause. The second group of adults that I would like to honor this morning are our PTO officers. Our PTO officers go above and beyond the call of duty to give Grundy Elementary School just those extra things that make our school so special. So I would like to invite our officers to come forward. President Anna Bennett, Vice President Elise Page, Secretary Tony Martinez, Treasurer Denise Morton, and Treasurer Tara Meester. Boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, the Grundy PTO is just an absolutely amazing organization. These ladies provided such fantastic leadership this year. One more big round of applause. And now to our student awards. We'd like to begin this year's awards with our Music Students of the Year. So every year, Mr. Vital chooses one student from each homeroom that truly exemplifies an outstanding music student. So congratulations to the following, and when I call your name, I would like you to come forward and receive a certificate. Mrs. Gabbard's class, Simone Cote. Mrs. Whalen's class, Madison Yang. Ms. Anderson's class, Finley Crawford. Mrs. Craig's class, Hazel Cirilli. Mrs. Grant's class, Kiera Lenny. Mrs. Reiner's class, Anna Augsburger. Mrs. Gunn's class, Blythe Springer. Mrs. Wendeling's class, Siren Benakin Bell. Mrs. Osing's class, Benson Schaefer. Mr. Wheat's class, Samantha Hancock. Mrs. Manty's class, Georgia Jones. Mrs. Matlock's class, Marcos Manassian. Miss Odom's class, Adeline Chadbourne. And Mrs. Frederick's class, Jake Hancock. One more big round of applause for our music students of the year. All right. Now, I would like to invite Mrs. Eisenman to come up to the front. Mrs. Eisenman. Mrs. Eisenman will be giving out our PE awards for this year. Give Mrs. Eisenman a big round of applause. And joining Mrs. Eisenman will be Mr. Baldwin. Give him a big round of applause.
All right, good morning. We are going to start with an award that we really don't give out very often. It's our pacer record here at Grundy School, and it was broken this year, I think, for the first time in 2 years. So congratulations to Cody Burlett, a new pacer record of 86 laps. Great job, Cody. And then we're going to move to our Mileage Club Awards. So we recognize the top boy and girl at each grade level that ran the most miles during our Monday Mileage Clubs. So starting, it's just second through sixth. So starting in second grade, Harper Casey and Angelo Cordani. And in third grade, we had a tie for the girls, Elliot Howell and Blythe Springer. And we had a tie for the boys, Nolan Bloom and Roland Blanner. In fourth grade, Malone Springer and Camden Pate. In fifth grade, Madeline Klusky and Davis Countryman. In sixth grade, we had a tie for the girls, Tinley LeMasters and Annabelle Lundy. And then for the boy, Justin England, our sixth grade boy. Congratulations, Mileage Club winners. And now for our PE Students of the Year. PE Students of the Year are students who come every single day prepared for class. They have their tennis shoes every day. They come with a great attitude. They come with their 100% best effort every single day. They show amazing sportsmanship, and we just can't wait to see them when they come in the gym each day. They just are fired up to be here. They're fired up to play, and they're just truly outstanding students. So kindergarten, Mrs. Gabbard's class, Roman Casey. Mrs. Whalen's class, Jude Reiner. Ms. Anderson's class, Zach Lundy. Mrs. Craig's class, Ryan Ullman. Mrs. Grant's class, Morgan Ross. Mrs. Reiner's class, Cooper Maynard. Mrs. Gunn's class, Izzy Gergen. Mrs. Wendling's class, Julia Noon. Mrs. Osing's class, Taylor Daly. Mr. Wheat's class, Wesley Galligan. Mrs. Mancy's class, Cora Clayton. Mrs. Matlock's class, Chase Streeter. Mrs. Odom's class, Josie Graff. And Mrs. Frederick's class, Abe Tungate. Congratulations to our PE Students of the Year. Thank you.
All right, guys, you can go ahead and return to your seats. All right. Listen, before we continue, I see there's a lot of people over there standing. Parents, you can come on in. You can come on in and fill in up here. And we've got some more room on this side. There's some chairs in the back. Everybody come on in. We don't want anybody left outside. Yeah, we can line this front wall if you need to. Come on up. All right. So the next award that we're going to give is kind of a big deal around here. It is the Kickball Hall of Fame. Now, to qualify for this award, you must meet the following criteria. You must be a 6th grade student. You must play kickball on a regular basis over the years. You must be a good offensive and defensive player. You must have good leadership skills and encouraging to your teammates. You must play by the rules and demonstrate great sportsmanship. Now, this award is voted on by the 6th grade class. So the 6th graders have chosen 2 students, although this year we had a tie. So this year we actually have 3 students that will be inducted into the Kickball Hall of Fame. Now, let me just give you a very brief history. The award started in the 2013-14 school year. That year was Tyler McDougall and Jarrett Walters. In the 15 school year, Logan Anderson and Lauren Dorr. In the 16, Matthew Roker and Caleb Stoops. 17, Cord Pierce and Laney Springer. 18, Bryce Elsesser and Nathan Manthe. 19, Anthony Elson, Boaz Olden, and Caleb Saunders. 20, Addison Matlock and Carson Stratton. 21, Keaston Byer and Bay Gordon. 22, Joshua Saunders and Weston Sadler. 23, Hudson Berlin and Grace Irving. And this year, I am very pleased to announce that the following 3 students have been inducted into the Grundy Kickball Hall of Fame. Josie Groff, Justin England, and Natalie England. One more big round of applause. Another great tradition that we have at Grundy is our spelling bee. This year, it was a battle to the very end. I would like to recognize both our 1st place and 2nd place winner. So our 2nd place winner, our runner-up, was Cora Roth. Come on up here, Cora. And our champion this year was Vivian Morgan. One more big round of applause for these incredible spellers. The next award that we give is a very special award. It is the Rosalind Jensen Memorial Art Award. Let me tell you a little bit about it. Rosalind Jensen was a 4th grade teacher at Grundy School for 36 years. From 1966 to 2002. Rosalind was a very creative person and incorporated art into almost everything that she taught. She was the co-director of the annual 4th grade patriotic pageant and enjoyed helping her students to create costumes and sets for the production. Rosalind suffered a stroke in the summer of 2002 and sadly was unable to return to teaching. She passed away 8 years later on June 28, 2010. Throughout her life, Rosalind touched many lives as a teacher, family member, and friend. She was a great teaching partner to Mr. Wheat. The Rosalind Jensen Memorial Art Award was established in the spring of 2011 for a fourth grader who is artistically inclined. I am very pleased to announce that the winner of this year's Rosalind Jensen Memorial Art Award is Josie Lowe. One more big round for Josie. All right. The next award that we have is, again, a very special award. This is the Lainey Riddle Memorial Outstanding Student Award. If I could have the Riddle family join me at the front, that would be great. Let's give them a big round of applause. Lainey Riddle, the daughter of Jay and Darcy Riddle, was a 5th grade student at Grundy Elementary School who passed away on August 7, 2016 after a long and courageous battle with cancer. Lainey was an honor roll student with an incredible work ethic. She enjoyed spending time with her friends, playing on her iPod, doing crafts, going on family vacations, singing in the children's choir at church, and participating in the Grace Girls Club. Lainey loved her family, she loved her friends, she loved her church, and she loved the Lord. Lainey's favorite Bible verse was Romans 12:12. Rejoice in hope, be patient in tribulation, be constant in prayer. The Lainey Riddle Memorial Outstanding Student Award was established in the spring of 2017 for a 5th grader who is a good student, has a strong work ethic, is a good friend, is musically inclined, and is family-centered. I am very pleased to announce that the winner of this year's Lainey Riddle Memorial Outstanding Student Award is Macy Onosorge. Let's give Macy and the Riddles one more big round of applause. All right. Our next award is the Perfect Attendance Award. Now, the Perfect Attendance Award is pretty self-explanatory. This is for students that have never missed a day of school, they have never been late, they have never left early. Perfect attendance. This year, out of 425 Grundy students, We have 2. Congratulations to Dylan Martins. And Xander Pinka. One more round for our perfect attendees. Boy, am I glad they were here today. All right. So the next award that we like to give out is our Character Counts Award. Now, parents and grandparents, I will tell you, this is a nearly impossible task for our teachers. We have so many kids in every single classroom that really would be very well deserving of this award, but our teachers have narrowed it down to 1. These students have demonstrated great respect, responsibility, caring, fairness, trustworthiness, and good citizenship. In Mrs. Gabbard's class, Knox Kirkpatrick. Mrs. Whalen's class, Maddox Miller. Ms. Anderson's class, Landon Necessary. Mrs. Craig's class, Emerson Lee. Mrs. Grant's class, Kiera Lenning. Mrs. Reiner's class, Beckett Maynard. Mrs. Gunn's class, Jackson Schlappy. Mrs. Wendeling's class, Willa Hawkins. Mrs. Oatsing's class, Benson Schaefer. Mr. Wheat's class, Grady Berlin. Mrs. Mandy's class, Bella Crawl. Mrs. Matlock's class, Cora Rock. Ms. Odom's class, Annabelle Lundy. And Mrs. Frederick's class, Mia Bennett. One more big round of applause for our students of character. All right. Boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, our next set of awards are known as the Principal's Honor Roll Award. Now, in order to qualify for this award, this is for our 3rd through 6th graders, and to qualify for this award, you have to have been on either the honor roll or the high honor roll for at least 3 out of 4 quarters this year. If I could have our 3rd grade teachers come join me up front. Mrs. Gunn, Mrs. Wendling, come on up. Let's give our 3rd grade teachers a big round of applause. So 3rd graders, when I call your name, I want you to come up. I want you to be congratulated by your teachers and receive your certificate. And stay up here. Go ahead and line up on the black line on either side. Maybe Mrs. Gunn's kids could be on this black line, and Mrs. Wendling's kids could be on that black line. Here we go. 3rd grade. Cameron Bean, Alexis Bennett, Nolan Bloom, Jackson Butler, Haley Carlson, Luke Curry, Isaac Davis, Penelope Feilner, Sean Finn, Ellie Gatley, Roland Glannert, Patricia Gokin, Isabella Gergen, Colton Gropp, Willa Hawkins, Chloe Hoffman, Elliot Howell, Peyton Hurst, Streeter Litherland, Silas Massey, Julian Noon, Jude Phillips, Josie Rock, Sydney Reinert, Wyatt Roberts, Everett Rutledge, Jackson Sager, Ireland Salmonson, Kylie Saving, Jackson Schlappy, Easton Smith, Jonah Smith, Blythe Springer, Zeke Taylor, Lucy Tungate, Siren Van Ackenbelt, Avery Warder McCleary, Ella Webb, Beckham Warner, and Misha Yang. We'll wait till everybody gets their certificates. Beckham is down here. Come on down, guys. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's give our third graders a big round of applause. Now for our fourth graders, if I could have our fourth grade teachers come on up. Mr. Wheat and Mrs. Osting, please join us up front. All right, here we go, fourth grade. Principal's Honor Roll Award winners. Henry Oxberger, Carly Bean, Grady Berlin, Elena Bieber, Jet Bowles, Tyler Boyer, Braxton Carlson, Stella Clayton, Sylvie Colley, Colwyn Courtney, Taylor Dowley, Jameson Doherty, Annabelle Formals, Wesley Galligan, Braylon Haas, Samantha Hancock, Lila Harvey, Keegan Jurisic, Adara Kaiser, Reagan Kilkenny, Rosabelle Lindley, William Lundy, Lucy Murata, Vivian Morgan, Knox Mueller, John Nave, Jax O'Brien, Haley Pinka, Keegan Rassey, Benson Schaefer, Bo Springer, Malone Springer, Joseph Tungate, Rex Ullman, Chloe Wang, and Lucas Uden. Let's give all of our fourth graders a big round round of applause. All right, fourth graders, great job. Thank you. If I could have our fifth grade teachers come on up. Mrs. Mandy, Mrs. Mallock. All right, now I would like to announce the names of our fifth grade Principal's Honor Roll Award winners. Jackson Blair, Elena Campbell, Cora Clayton, Madeline Klusky, Louie Cordani, Davis Countryman, Lachlan Pfeiffer, Chase Greeter, Liam Hernan, Abigail Honeberry, Cooper James, Amelia Johnson, Georgia Jones, Reed Jurisic, Colton Kennedy, Henry Kilkenny, Bella Crawl, Quinn Martins, Orion Martin, Abigail Meester, Marcos Manassian, Tess Nichols, Macy Onesorge, Emerson Phillips, Blake Rising, Jacob Rogers, Cora Rock, Mila Salmonson, Elijah Powers Smith, Fallon Swearingen, and Jalen Weeks. All right, guys, let's give our fifth graders a big round of applause. And now if I could have our sixth grade teachers rather, come on up. Mrs. Frederick and Miss Odom. All right, now I would like to announce the names of our sixth grade Principal's Honor Roll Award winners. Leah Antrim, Augie Augsburger, Dren Basha, Amelia Bennett, Cody Burlett, Lauren Bond, William Brown, Adeline Chadbourne, Taven Dorsey, Maggie Emons, Justin England, Natalie England, Gabby Getz, Josie Groff, Harlan Hammond, Jake Hancock, Aiden Hill, Ryan Hoffman, Gentry Jones, Jensen Jones, Caitlin Key, Owen Lamar, Scarlett Lee, Tinley Lemasters, Annabelle Lundy, Caleb Onesorge, Penelope Rock, Taylor Trail, Kipton Rassie, Benton Reeb, Ezra Reincoaster, Aiden Salmonson, Gavin Shearer, Colby Shaw, Jude Springer, Abe Tungate, Olivia Turner, Eric Wang, Katie Watson, James Weber, Brian White, Collins White, and Blake Uden. Let's give our sixth graders a big round of applause. All right. Now, boys and girls, I realized that we were missing a few certificates, and I sincerely apologize for that. We will get them to you today. We will make sure that you guys get your certificates today. All right. The next award that we love to give is our MAP Growth Award. So with this award, we are honoring the kids in each classroom that had the most growth over the year. So we have one student for math and one student for reading in each homeroom. And again, these kids had the most growth. Here we go. In Mrs. Gabbert's math class, Emma Schaff. Mrs. Gabbert's reading, Kenny Baker. Mrs. Whalen's math, Emma Patterson. Mrs. Whalen's reading, Jude Reinert. Miss Anderson's math, Mason Carlson. Miss Anderson's reading, Collins Beam. Mrs. Craig's math, Kaya Deacon. Mrs. Craig's reading, Grayson Wilmot. Mrs. Grant's math, Jude Lee. Mrs. Grant's reading, Landon Fuller. Mrs. Reinert's math, Colette Booker. Mrs. Reinert's reading, Sophia Smith. Mrs. Gunn's math, Bryson Dirks. Mrs. Gunn's reading, Zeke Taylor. Mrs. Wendeling's math, Easton Smith. Mrs. Wendeling's reading, Jonah Smith. Mrs. Osing's math, Benson Schaefer. Mrs. Osing's reading, Annabelle Formal. Mr. Wheat's math, Stella Clayton. Mr. Wheat's reading, Oliver Edelman. Mrs. Mandy's math, Madeline Plusky. Mrs. Mandy's reading, Charlie Kimmerly. Mrs. Matlock's math, Mila Salmonson. Mrs. Matlock's reading, we had a tie, Andrew Bowlby and Sophia Schlappe. Miss Odom's math, Owen Lamar. Miss Odom's reading, Brian White. Mrs. Frederick's math, Jude Springer. And Mrs. Frederick's reading, Blake Uden. Let's give our MAP Growth Award winners a big round of applause. All right. Now, the next award that we give is another MAP award. This time, the MAP award is given to the student in each grade level that scored the highest on either the MAP test or the reading test. So we call this our MAP Rockstar Award. Here we go. Kindergarten Math, Jude Reinert. Kindergarten Reading, Roman Casey. First grade Math, Clay Rankin. First grade Reading, Dylan Martine. Second grade Math, Riley Rassi. Second grade Reading, Angelo Cordani. Third grade math, Kylie Saving. Third grade reading, Isaac Davis. And for fourth grade math and reading, Benson Schaefer. Fifth grade math, Quinn Martins. Fifth grade reading, Andrew Bolby. Sixth grade math, Cody Burlett. And in sixth grade reading, we had a tie between Gentry Jones and Jake Hancock. Let's give our math rock stars a big round of applause. Great job, guys. Great job. All right, guys. The next award that we would like to give is by far the most difficult and prestigious award that we give at the elementary level. This is the President's Award for Educational Excellence. Now, to qualify for this award, you must be a sixth grader. You must have a cumulative grade point average of at least 3.5 or above. That means for the entire time that you've been in school receiving letter grades, which begins in third grade, your cumulative grade point average is at least 3.5, and you must have scored in at least the 90th percentile or above on at least 2 out of 3 math tests this year. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I will tell you, I've been here for 22 years. We have never had this many students qualify for this award. This year, we have 15. 15 sixth graders have qualified for this award. Now, just to put that in perspective, we have 55 students in our sixth grade class. This represents 27% of this class earned this award. That is amazing. Now, I would like to read the letter that will accompany each award. This is from our president. It reads, Jill and I are happy to join your family and friends and teachers in congratulating you for earning the 2024 President's Education Award. This year, you showed your curiosity, persistence, and determination to succeed. I hope you are proud of all that you have achieved. I often say that we are at an inflection point in history, a moment where we will answer the questions that define our nation's future. Who are we? What do we stand for? What do we believe? And who will we be? And I have never been more optimistic about our future because your generation, the most talented, tolerant, and generous generation in American history, will help us answer those questions. I look forward to seeing the great things that you will accomplish in the years ahead. Whatever path you choose, I hope you will keep working hard, Keep believing in yourself and keep remembering that there is nothing you cannot do. Please accept my best wishes for a future filled with happiness and success. Ladies and gentlemen, I am very pleased to announce the following students who are the recipients of this year's President's Award for Educational Excellence. Augie Augsburger, Amelia Bennett, Cody Burlett, William Brown, Harlan Hammond, Jake Hancock, Gentry Jones, Jensen Jones, Caitlin Key, Annabelle Lundy, Benton Reeb, Aiden Salmonson, Colby Shaw, Abe Tungate, and Eric Wang. Let's have a big round of applause for our Presidential Award winners. Great job, guys. Thank you. All right. Now, if I could have our sixth grade teachers come back up, please. The last awards that we are going to give today, ladies and gentlemen, are to our sixth grade class. And I need to tell you a little bit about this class. As I already mentioned, we've never had a class with so many Presidential Award winners and other award winners. These kids, all 55 of them, are incredibly special. They are not only great students, they are amazing musicians, talented athletes, but most importantly, they're just great people. I absolutely love them, and parents, you are doing such a great job raising them. Let's give all of our sixth graders a big round of applause. All right, we are going to begin with Mrs. Frederick's class. When I call your name, sixth graders, you are going to come up, receive your certificate, greet your teachers, and stay on the black line, please. Here we go. Augie Augsburger, Amelia Bennett, Luna Bernard, William Brown, Justin England, Natalie England, Alice Gokin, Josie Grob, Jake Hancock, Peter Heil, Aiden Hill, Ryan Hoffman, Tyler Hurst, Gentry Jones, Jensen Jones, Emily Kaufman, Caitlin Key, Scarlett Lee, Ryan Martin, Brady Pate, Penelope Robb, Ezra Reinkoster, Mason Rabara, Gavin Sharp, Jude Springer, Eric Wang, Collins White, and Blake Uden. Ladies and gentlemen, one more big round of applause for Mrs. Frederick's class. All right, and if you guys wouldn't mind just staying up here, just stay on the black line, that'd be great. Now for Miss Odom's class. Leah Antrim, Dren Basha, Cody Burlett, Olivia Bieber, Lauren Bond, Keegan Brownfield, Adeline Chadbourne, Taven Dorsey, Maggie Emmons, Gabby Getz, Harlan Hammond, Owen Lamar, Tinley Lamasters, Annabelle Lundy, Caleb Onesorge, Taylor Prail, Kipton Rassey, Benton Reeb, Aiden Salmonson, Gavin Shearer, Colby Shaw, Abe Tumgate, Olivia Turner, Steele Manakin-Belk, Katie Watson, James Weber, and Bryant White. One more big round of applause for Miss Odom's class. All right, we are nearing the end, but before we go, just a couple things. Number one, sixth graders.
What? We've been here for hours.
I am so proud of you. And we absolutely love you. We will miss you. But we are so excited about the great things that you will do at Morton Junior High School, Morton High School, and beyond. One more big round for these sixth graders. Now, sixth grade parents, when this is all over, we're going to dismiss our sixth graders first and sixth grade parents because we have a very special reception for you in the cafeteria. So again, at the end, all sixth graders and their families, please walk down to the cafeteria. Now, before we go, I would like to recognize a few staff members that are not returning to us next year. And we would like to honor them today. So I would like to have Mrs. Osing, come on up. I don't believe that Mrs. Tolley is here. I think she and her husband are in the midst of relocating to Tennessee. But let's go ahead and honor Mrs. Tolley. Stay up here. Is Mrs. Sulentrop here today? Mrs. Sulentrop. Mrs. Sulentrop has been with us for 9 years. She has been our occupational therapy assistant. She may not be here at the moment, but let's give Mrs. Sulentrop a big round of applause. I would also like to honor Mrs. Stidman. Mrs. Stidman, please come on up. Boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, once again, if we can honor Mrs. Osing, Mrs. Tolley, Mrs. Sulentrop, and Mrs. Stidman. One more big round of applause. Boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, I would like my family to come up here with me. Yeah, come on, come on. Come on up here. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Wheat has asked me to turn over the microphone, and you guys know he's got a great voice. So I'm going to turn things over to Mr. Wheat.
Somebody who likes the microphone almost as much as you, right? So, during his time here at Grundy School, we know that Mr. Saunders has been passionate about a lot of things, right? But we know one thing is at the top of his list: kickball. You know where to find him on most days during recess. He's right out there on the kickball diamond. So we thought it would be appropriate to do something to honor that. So over the last 10 years, several Grundy students, as we heard earlier, have had the honor of being inducted into the Kickball Hall of Fame. So this year, we decided to introduce and induct a special person into the Grundy Kickball Hall of Fame. And the ladies from the office are going to hand me this. So please welcome Grundy School's newest Kickball Hall of Fame inductee, Mr. Saunders. And Mrs. Fowler here also has a plaque here that will say the Grundy Elementary School Mr. Michael Saunders Kickball Hall of Fame.
Okay, I am so nervous talking in front of everybody, but today I get the privilege and honor to do something that we weren't ready quite to do yet, but today we gathered to honor you, Mr. Michael Saunders, a remarkable individual who has dedicated an incredible 22 years of service to Grundy. Mr. Saunders, our principal, your presence has shaped Grundy in profound ways, and your absence will surely be felt. Change is never easy, especially when it comes to saying goodbye to someone who's not only been our principal, but a friend and a parent figure to us when his own children walk these halls. You have generally cared for each and every one of us. You have seen us through some of life's toughest trials and tribulations, offering patience, kindness, and support. I know it wasn't always easy with predominantly female staff. We can feel that. Today, as we farewell to you, we won't forget the impact you have had on our lives and the legacy you leave behind. We will carry with us your teachings of compassion, resilience, and leadership as we navigate the future without you. Thank you for your years of dedicated service, your caring nature, and your invaluable leadership. You will truly be missed, but your legacy will live on in our hearts. See you later, Grundy Gator. Let's give him one more Gator cheer.
Thank you, everyone. We have one last gift from the PTO to Mr. Saunders, and it is a treasure chest filled with notes, letters, cards from students and parents here at Grundy. We cannot thank you enough for your dedication to everyone in this room and the countless others that came to Grundy before us. In thinking of, you have so many amazing qualities that you emulate in everything you do. And a couple that really stand out to me are your positivity. And the other thing you are so good at is if we're having a conversation or you're at a PTO meeting, I feel like there's nobody else, in the room. Like he is 100% there and focused on you. And it is, and it's because he cares. He's there because he cares. And, boys and girls, he doesn't just work 8:10 to 2:40 every day. There's a lot outside those hours that he has put in, and a lot of worry and a lot of caring. So we cannot thank you enough. Words cannot express what you mean to us. Thank you for 22 years.
Oh, you guys, for the first time in my life, I kind of feel like I'm without words. First of all, I need to let you know that our family loves you very much. It has been an absolute blessing for us to be at Grundy Elementary School for 22 years. Trina and I have been blessed by the teachers and staff and parents and students of this school. When we came here in 2002, Katie was in first grade, and now she has two of her own, Eli and Ivy. Absolutely the apples of my eye. And then Rachel came along and the boys came along, and all of a sudden we've got grandchildren, and Trina and I are just overwhelmed. We're overwhelmed with God's goodness. So I just want you to know that the legacy that I hope to leave behind is sitting in this room. right now. I have had the privilege of hiring the most amazing teachers and support staff members in the Morton School District. This team here at Grundy, they're second to none. Boys and girls, let's give our teachers a big round of applause. And the other legacy that I have left behind, hopefully, are the 6th grade class yearbook photos in Alligator Alley, because that's why we're here. Those kids have gone on to do amazing things at the junior high, the high school, and beyond. So that's really what I want to be remembered for, is our staff, our students, and the love that we gave and received. I love all of you so much. Thank you for 22 wonderful years. But I also want you to know that none of us do this alone. And I want you to know that my wife of 33 years has been my partner, best friend, and the love of my life. I could not do anything without her. Please give a round of applause to my wife, Trina. Well, it would not be a Grundy assembly without the Grundy cheer. Boys and girls, I want you to find your teacher, and I want you to look at your teacher. Find your teacher. Don't, everybody sit down, but get your eyes on your teacher. Are you ready, Grundy hitters? Teachers, this is for you. We are the Grundy Gators, the testing terminators. We're effort mathematicians, the coolest mathematicians. We love to read and write. Our grades are out of sight. Teachers are the best in the East and in the West. We have nothing to fear. So give a Gator cheer. Give it up. All right. All right, everybody. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for another fantastic year at Grundy Elementary School. 6th graders and parents, you guys can head for the cafeteria.